Hello, Mr. Johnson. I'm Jerem Hawker. Um, I'm with your healthcare provider, and we're doing screenings concerning people's consumption of alcohol and other substances, and as well as their mental health, to so your doctor will have a better view of your overall health, and so that he can know how to better help you and assist you in your needs.
Okay.
So, is it okay if I ask you a few questions concerning that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, how many times in the past 12 months have you had five or more drinks in a day?
Um, I'm not sure. Handful, handful of times.
Okay. All right. So, you don't really gauge how much you drink, really. You just.
No, not really.
Okay. That's okay.
I don't like to get out of control, wild, but yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I understood your answer. Okay. So, how many times in the past 12 months have you used an illegal drug or used a prescription drug for non medical reasons?
I do not. I like to keep it simple. Doctor's orders,
Mhm.
no more, no less.
I understand that it's safe to follow what your doctor says. It's the best. It's always the best policy to follow the doctor's orders.
Yeah.
Um, Over the past 2 weeks, have you often been bothered by little interest or pleasure in doing things?
Yeah, I have noticed my uh, enjoyment of hobbies and interests have kind of gone down noticeably.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, um, in the past 2 weeks, have you been bothered by feeling down, depressed, or hopeless?
Down, a little bit of depressed.
Okay. All right. Um, so because you scored on this, we want to ask you a few more questions just to ascertain more information concerning your alcohol, your consumption of alcohol, and like I said, it's for your health. So your doctor can have a better picture of your health, and that's what's important for him to give better service to you. It's better to have a better picture of your overall health.
Okay.
So, is it okay if I ask you a few more questions concerning your consumption of alcohol?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then to do this, I want to kind of give you a guide of how we measure alcohol. So if you notice, 12 full ounces a can of beer, 12 full ounce can of beer is considered a drink, as well as 8 to 9 full ounce of malt liquor, which you get at a bar, and then 5 ounces of wine, and then 1.5 full ounces of a shot. So these are what in the medical profession we consider a drink. So kind of keep that in mind while I ask you these questions concerning your how much alcohol you consume. Um, so how often do you have a drink containing alcohol? Never, monthly or less, 2 to 4 times a month, 2 or 3 times a week, or 4 or more times a week.
4 more times a week.
Okay. All right. And then
Usually after I get off work, sort of thing.
so you usually drink after you get off work.
Yeah.
Usually. Okay.
Help unwind.
I understand that. A lot of people do that. And then how many drinks containing alcohol do you have on a typical day you are drinking? One or two, three or four, five or six, 7 to 9, or 10 or more.
Mm, 3 to 4.
Okay.
Um, just enough to get the job done of unwinding and cutting loose a little bit, but I don't want to go overdo it. So that seems to be my general range of staying within a little bit of control.
So you drink enough to relax, but you don't drink enough to get out of control.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a good goal to have. Really, it is. And it's good that you have that goal and you keep that in mind when you are drinking. Um, how often do you have five or more drinks on one occasion? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily.
Less than monthly.
Okay.
I don't like to go out of control. That seems to be a little bit too much for me, I guess. So,
Okay. So again, you like to stay in the range of control where you don't want to get out of control, but you do like to relax sometimes,
yeah,
and that's understandable.
for sure.
How often during the last year have you found that you were not able to stop drinking once you had started? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily.
Less than monthly. I'd
Okay.
say never, but I learned from experience once, and I didn't like that. I want to maintain control ever since.
So it's happened once or twice, and it's led you to better control your drinking habits.
Yeah, helping me see where my limits were.
Okay, and that's good. I mean, that's good that you've learned enough to know where your limits are and you stop at those limits.
Exactly. If you can't learn from your experiences, what good are they?
Exactly. Um, how often during the past year have you failed to do what was expected of you because of drinking? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily.
Monthly, I I try to help out people whenever I can, and when they call me up at a moment's notice, I may have already had a drink, so I can't go and give my friend a ride to work. So that cuts that off the table, you know. I don't want to drink to the point where I don't have my motor skills. I can still function, but legally, I can't get behind the wheel. So that's the main thing that it impairs.
Mhm. So you like to help people, and at the same time, you've set limitations with alcohol consumption to keep yourself and others safe.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's good. Again, that's good that you do that, and that you're aware of that, and it's a good goal to have, and it's probably been a big benefit to you and others
Definitely.
in your life. Um, how often during the past year have you needed a drink first thing in the morning to get yourself going after a heavy drinking session? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily.
Never.
Okay,
That
and
goes back to dependence. If I can't have the control to, I mean, if I got to start off the day with it, that's not control. Simple as that.
okay, and it sounds like you're pretty aware of your control limits,
Mm-hmm.
is what it sounds like. Okay, and then how often during the past year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse after drinking? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily.
Almost daily. I think it might stem from my relatives. Uh, I have some family that had some alcoholic abuse,
Mm-hmm.
and so I guess I associate that. I remember that sometimes when I drink. I think maybe I'm contributing to that somehow, or being a part of that, but just by association with the drink.
And I can understand that, and it's good to remember your family history and to be aware of how it has an effect on you. How often during the past year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before because of your drinking? Never, less than monthly, monthly, weekly, daily, or almost daily.
Less than monthly.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened once, and I didn't like it. I don't know how about you, but I think it's terrifying to not remember what you did, and that's that's enough for me to not go that far again.
So those few experiences taught you to kind of you don't want that to happen again, so you always maintain control of your limits.
Precisely.
And that's good. Okay, and these next two questions are kind of different. So there are less options, but they're more about focused on how alcohol's affected your overall lifestyle
Okay.
and your relationships. So, have you or someone else been injured because of your drinking? No, yes, but not in the past year, and yes during the past year.
No, thank goodness. And I want
Okay.
to keep it that way.
Okay, and like you said earlier, you set limits and you keep your limits and you are kind of careful with that, so that's good. And then, has a relative, friend, doctor, other healthcare worker been concerned about your drinking and suggested you cut down? No, yes, but not in the past year, or yes during the past year.
Yes, not in the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my cousin, his parents were the ones who had the alcohol abuse, and so he had a little bit of PTSD about it. So he saw me drinking a little bit, and he expressed his concern, and I took it to heart. Um, so that was good, I think. It's helped contribute to my wanting to maintain a level of control.
Mm-hmm. And like you said earlier, your family has, it sounds like your family plays a pretty integral role in your life in a sense, and your family history as well. So I can understand how that would have had an effect on you because it sounds like family's important to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you scored about a 15 on this. So, what this does is it gauges a person's where they lie within their alcohol consumption. And you fell in what we can consider the risky category. So, it basically means that your your behavior, your alcohol consumption is at a high risk, and if it continues to increase, it can cause um, more problems in your life. Um, do you? How do you feel alcohol consumption affects your life?
I feel like it slows down my overall efficiency. Like I just feel sluggish, a little bit foggy in the head, and slower overall. Um, that makes sense. That it's around the risky area. Uh, I know it's not out of control, but sometimes I do feel like I'm getting near the edge, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you feel like it's slowed your body down. It's making you kind of work slower, and you're getting closer to the edge of where you're not comfortable with your limits. Is that correct?
mm.
Okay. And do you know how the alcohol has an effect on your health?
Yeah, um, I've mostly from what I've seen in others. Uh, some people I know have had some pretty severe liver damage, um, among other issues. I don't see myself having that same problem right now, but I can see how I could get that far,
Mhm.
and I don't want to get that far.
Do you mind if I just share some information with you about what risky alcohol behavior, what risky consumption, where you fall in with this risky level health wise?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned that you've been losing interest in some things and that you've been feeling a little bit more down. Alcohol can actually have an effect on you in that way. It can cause you to lose interest in things and cause you to feel a little more depressed, as well as it can cause other health problems like high blood pressure, it can bother your sleep, can interfere with sleep, it can cause sluggishness, it can slow you down. So it sounds like that alcohol has started affecting your health a little bit, and you've noticed that. Um, do you feel that you would benefit from slowing down in your alcohol consumption?
Yeah, to be honest, I do.
Okay. Um, why do you feel that way?
Well, I recall how I used to be a lot more effective at my job. Uh, I'd have more energy to do my job and some to spare. And now I just barely have enough, sometimes a little bit winded. So things like that, I get a little bit fatigued faster.
Okay, so you feel that because of alcohol slowed your body down, your energy level down some. Okay. Um, I want to share this with you. This is a ruler, and it's kind of a ruler that's going to scale your desire, where you're at to slow your alcohol consumption down. So on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being not at all, and 10 being very, where would you stand on your desire to slow down your alcohol consumption?
I go with an 8.
Okay, and that's a pretty good number. Why would you go with an 8 and let's not say a 3 or a 2?
Well, I I guess it's mostly because I know of the impact it has on my health, and I don't like that impact. The main reason I have it is to slow down my racing mind, just try to calm down or relax. So I guess maybe if I could find some other better ways of relaxing, I wouldn't even need that. Really.
So basically it's a focus on your health. You're not feeling as healthy as you used to, and you feel alcohol's having an effect on that, and you'd like to find something else to calm down besides alcohol.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking about when you say other things to take your mind off alcohol? What are some things you're considering?
Well, some of my friends have recommended different things. One friend, a yoga instructor, he talks about stretching and deep, slow breathing. Um, Another friend is really religious. He says to pray, or praying helps him calm down. Um, I guess there's just a lot of different things I haven't considered. So
And it's good that you're
yeah,
considering other things and that you're talking to people about it. And it sounds like it is a concern if you're talking to other people about it. Do you think you could, you'd like to to try yoga or start praying or start one of those things to help you to help slow down your alcohol consumption?
yeah, I guess I'd like to reach out to some people who are experiencing these things and really pick their brain for some information on that.
Mm-hmm. And if you need any more information, you can just call me, and I can get you some contact with some resources and some groups that that help with that and counsel and offer peer help if you would like that.
I would.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is I'll let you um, talk to your friends and find a group, and then in a month or so we'll come back and we'll talk about where how you're progressing and if I can help you in any way, and I'll have some resources for you that I'll offer you if you'd like that.
Yeah, I would. That'd be
Okay.